with the IKEA bed, I prop the rails under random objects to keep it as balanced as possible while I assemble it. So I think that's important. Gives you a more tighter, more flusher fit. Coming along. The bed is fully complete, stocked from IKEA. Now I gotta make sure that I built this headboard correctly. But first, we gotta move in the mattress. Got the mattress outside in the U-Haul. I'm gonna bring it in. Here's my mattress cover here. We're gonna wrap that and use it in this space before we put it in the bed. So I have these brackets here I got from Lowe's with the extra thick screws for the wood. Got 6 of those. I'm gonna drill. Pull the plastic off of the tabletop. Perfect match up with the color schema, right? So I want to place a bracket, one here, one here, and then on the other side, put down here. So that's how I'm going to do that. Maybe. Or I'll put all 3 in the back. Not quite sure. Because I think that little lip may give me a little trouble. Because this is slightly thinner than this. This is 1.5 inches. And this is like 1.25 inches-ish. Lowe's.
So you can sell anything,
Oak.
right?
Well, marketing, not necessarily sales, or more education. And the big saw is over here. This Project Stain. The goal is to get all of this wood to look like that. Stain's coming so far. Just after 1 coat. I'm applying my 2nd coat now to these pieces. One thing I realized is that here with the stain, if you take a paddle and scrape the bottom of the bucket and the bottom of that stick, it's a lot thicker, a lot darker stain. So I'm starting to swipe the bottom of that stick. Instead of dipping my brush in the top, I'm swiping the bottom of that stick and applying it. And the goal is to get everything this color. We're real close. But these pieces came out a lot lighter, so I went thicker, heavier, darker on those. See what happens. Finish the polyurethane, finish the stain. I just lined it up the way I'm going to end up screwing it together using these screws, and then screw it, of course, on the back of that frame right there. So I'm in the middle of screwing together my frames. I've already framed together 1, 2, 3. Bottom piece here, as you can see, screwed in. But I just wanted to stop this video to tell you exactly how I'm pre-drilling these holes. See, before I just tried to drill in these random screws. Some of them I broke pieces of the screws, just using random screws. So I stopped being cheap, and I just went and bought some screws from Lowe's instead of being cheap. So I got the 3-inch, 7.62 centimeters screws, and that's what I have. I want to make sure I'm long enough to go through one piece of wood and into the next. And since this cedar is so strong, I needed some strong screws that wouldn't break. And cedar also splits. Man, like when you screw it tight, it really does crack. So what I do is I pre-drill. I use this tiny, tiny drill bit here to make a hole. All right? Then I'll go back with a slightly bigger drill bit to make a longer, thicker hole. And then finally, I take the actual screw so you can see the thickness of it. So there's the first, second, then up to the big screw. Those holes are pre-drilled, which definitely makes the screw go in so much more efficiently, more accurately. I hold down the pieces as I drill in the first hole, hold down for the second, and screw the third, just so that I make sure that the holes are lining up properly. So, and I try to make sure you get on a level surface. As you can see, this box may not be completely level, but I use different random junk pieces I had laying around the house to make sure that it's level. So it's very important this is completely flat, because we're gonna have this whole frame here, this big T shape, is going to go on the back, on the front of this board here. But before I drill this onto that, I want to get this fully assembled first and put that on last. And then we'll be ready to take it to the bedroom. So I flipped over the headboard and I'm drilling in the big piece into the bracket. I pre-drilled my holes into the thin board first. Now I'm going over those same holes and I'm drilling deeper into the wood. But this time I'm switching the screws that I'm using. So the screws that I'm using now are these tiny flat screws. They're a lot shorter, because I tried to do a longer screw and look what happened. It split the wood. So I actually damaged the headboard slightly in the top. Trial and error, you know, I'm learning. This is my own vision and design. So these screws work a lot better because they're shorter and they just hold that wood in place. So I'm putting 6 of those across the top. So tinier screws, don't do the long ones when you're doing a thin board like that, only to the thick ones.
So here I am. I've got the side panels placed on the original headboard. King size mattress already in place. And here's my finished project with the headboard. As you can see, my T-shape, L's on the side. I've already been stained, and there. It doesn't matter about this because this is gonna be hidden. I'm gonna flip it upside down, place it right over there. All right, stay tuned. And here we go. Perfect fit. I mean, from the right to the left side. It's got character in it. I see the grains. It's the color that I needed it to accent to really make those side drawers pop when I placed them under there. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done. I've never went to school for this stuff. I just have vision and pretty handy when it comes to stuff. So thank God for that. Yep. Now I just gotta screw it in the back to secure it. I may even in the back get like some boards, maybe some 1x4s or something to reinforce the back. Because I heard if you lean against IKEA headboards, they have a tendency to snap. So we don't need any snapping to occur at all. Not with all this hard work I put into it, for sure. But I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
So I took my stain shelf and I laid it down on a big piece of cardboard and I outlined it with a pen. Now I'm going to cut out this outline so I can make somewhat a mock of the back of this piece. That way I know how to level it out on the headboard. So I'll show you that a little bit later. But first I got to cut this out and then mark my 3 holes. I was going to go with 2 holes, but I decided to go with 3 holes, and you'll see that later. And there's my vision. The floating nightstands, or floating shelves, if you will. I have those 3 bolts are coming down to here, so there's plenty of support inside of here to handle weight with books on top. I don't know what the max weight is that it can hold, but I do know that it's floating. I do know it can hold books. And here you can see how I took the thin piece of wood. It was actually my tester piece of wood, and drilled through this just to give it that extra support that it needs. I did the same down here, and there we are. Floating shelves complete.
start to finish. And I use this bad boy because those bolts were so big, drilling into that cedar, it just couldn't get the job done. I needed something that was a lot stronger, more torque. And this bad boy has an extension on it. So the longer you get your extension, the more torque that you have. This, you're able to extend with it. It's a 3/8 going to a 9/16 nut. Take care of that because my Ryobi could not handle. It is now 100% complete. This is the night vision view. As you can see, LED light strips here installed. Having wire bumping out the back. Toggle switch, double stick tape under here. Light off, light on. Have a better look. Right now I'm working on the right color pattern for the window panels. Haven't decided between the dark or the light yet, but this is indeed the bed. Hung a little artwork that brings in the coral and brown together. Floating shelves came out very nice. Bottom drawers look great. With the brown to offset with the espresso. So yeah, this has been a great project. And again, toggle switch, double stick tape. On the back side, more tape. I have extension cord running back there, tapped into a surge protector on the other side. What I'm going to do is get here's a surge protector there. All wires running. And my boxes for headboard bumpers are installed. Are installed and flush as well. There you go. Floating shelves, bottom shelves. Room looks like a catastrophe because we're still in the middle of reorg and stuff, and those are trashes from the IKEA project that I did. Once again, I constructed one long IKEA dresser and a short one, and I took the drawers from a different IKEA set to match, and I did this long drawer with 6 different drawers from another set, and this little one had the traditional espresso drawers, but I reconfigured the pattern so it looks like one black strip across the whole set. And when I get the room cleaned up, you'll see what that's like later. But the idea was to go with that theme, since I have the same theme under the bed. And again, you gotta figure out what to do with the colors in the curtain.